Can I put my menstrual cup under hot water to sanitize it instead of boiling it? An electric teapot would do the trick. Easy to fill, small enough to conceal. The water needs to be boiling to kill bacteria. Hey Adop, I remember your previous post and was horrified on your behalf. I'm so sorry you have to endure this. I did ask what your family expected you to do, but didn't receive an answer. That's okay, but I'd still love to know. Anyway, I agree with another poster who suggested baby bottle sanitizing tablets. It's what I use for a silicone dental appliance. And I just want to note that the low-level bleaching that occurs will eventually cook or denature your cup, so plan to replace it perhaps annually. I'm a dad to teenagers, and I'm so sorry this is your experience. I wish you best luck in finding a solution. Hot water is not enough to sterilize. Periods should not be taboo. But yes, it needs to be boiling water, unfortunately. Is there a way you can do it when your family isn't home? If you're able to make another purchase, they make menstrual cup steamers that sanitize. I just got one this month and it's super handy. Not super big, so easy to store. But I'm not sure if any object is a concern for you for discoverability. As others said, just hot water isn't sufficient to kill bacteria. That said, if you're unable to boil it, antibacterial soap and sanitizing wipes might help. It won't sanitize, but it's better than just water. Some cup makers sell soap and wipes specifically for the on-the-go cleaning purposes. Oh, editing to add. Some cups can be microwaved but not all. Check your manufacturer to confirm the silicone can be microwaved. If so, put it in a microwavable container loosely covered and fill with water above the height of the cup. Microwave for 23 minutes. It's still a kitchen method, but a lot faster and easier to hide than boiling. No, tap water doesn't get hot enough to actually sanitize. You can get a plastic container and use those sterilization tablets used for sterilizing baby milk bottles. That's what I use for my menstrual disc to avoid having to boil it each time. I never sanitize my cup. I just wash it with soap. Very regularly we have people asking about sanitization, sterilization, and a lot of us answer that they just never bother. A cup doesn't need to be sterilized, but properly washed. Maybe that's something more achievable for you? A good wash with soap and you're good to go. It also means you don't need an extra appliance and less risk to get caught. Whatever works. Good luck. Edit. I thought I was on our menstrual cups, that's why I mentioned this topic being a regular occurrence. You may want to head over there. Maybe you'll get more answers. Tips and tricks. 1. Electric kettle. Bedpan. 2. Menstrual pads. 3. Use tampons. I'm assuming taboo as a topic but not a punishable crime for simply living with it and dealing with it. Like your mother literally had to undergo it her entire life until her menopause. First things first. Boiling things doesn't sterilize, but disinfects. To get any thermal disinfection, the preferred disinfection method by regulation, you need to heat your object to at least 70 degrees Celsius. At 90+ degrees C, boiling, it takes 5 minutes to reach a certain level of disinfection sufficient for all applications. The same level would be reached 50 minutes at 80 degrees Celsius or at 500 minutes at 70 degrees Celsius. Depending on where you live, hot tap water is regulated to be colder than that. You can achieve similar results with proper medical disinfectants for instrument disinfection. I've been using a menstrual cup for over 15 years now and I've never boiled it. I clean it with hot water and soap, and have never had an issue. Could you buy a portable electric burner and pot? You could hide it in your room to use. Also, I don't want to assume anything, but having to hide your period like this seems very odd, and I worry there could be other issues happening. Please reach out to this number if you are being abused. 1.800.422.4453. It's all confidential and they can get you help if needed. Go to a local pharmacy and get a big bottle of hydrogen peroxide. You can soak the cup in some of that. I do that when traveling through Asia. Perhaps you could pretend you're making a cup of tea? Or even just say you've been into drinking boiled water lately, LMAO. Then take the cup in your room and let your cup sanitize? My other advice, which seems unrealistic, would be to buy multiple cups. Use them as needed. Clean with water and store somewhere. Then when you get an opportunity during or after your period, like your parents not being home, boil them all then. Another likely dumb advice would be to secretly buy a kettle. You can buy small ones and hide it in your room. Boil water when needed in your room and sanitize your cup. Alternatively, you could get a teapot. Fill that with freshly boiled water and take to your room with a cup tea bag, etc. Make it a breakfast routine or something. Then when you have your period, use taking a teapot full of boiling water as your way to sanitize. You could also switch to pads. Get some mini black bags. And during your period, keep your used pads in your room in a trash bag. Then discreetly hide the bag at the end of your period within the household trash. Perhaps the outdoor trash can, though I understand they can be a pain to get discreetly. Another option could be reusable pads. You use, then rinse under water when finished with that pad. Then when you get the opportunity, you just put it in the washing machine. This could be a good option if you do your own laundry. There are small steam cleaners meant for menstrual cups that you can get for pretty cheap that work just as well as boiling. My goodness, you poor lady. You shouldn't have to hide periods. I'd happily Amazon you an electric kettle for your bedroom if you need it. Is everything alright at home? How can menstruating be taboo? It's human nature, and nothing to be ashamed of. Is it possible to do something like this at a close friend's place? Also, you are being denied basic medical needs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's something you could call Child Protective Services over. Though I get that that's a very drastic measure to take. Do you go to school? Ask the nurse to see if you can do it there. Ask them for menstrual products.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.